Welcome back to Salty Sunshine. This is your host, Lisa. I'm doing a brand new reality recap solo. I'm flying solo. Miss Natalie has given birth to her beautiful baby, and she's obviously a little busy for a reality recap. You know, just taking care of a toddler and a baby, no biggie. But congrats to Miss Natalie, and I will be doing this reality recap by myself because there's so much to talk about. We have Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Southern Charm. I think that's all that's going on right now. I don't watch Potomac or Atlanta. I dropped off years ago. I don't know. I just got uninterested. I wasn't invested. I never really, I was in and out of them. I never watched Potomac ever. I just wasn't in the mood. And then Atlanta, I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong. I think it was, what's her name? Kenya. She annoyed me to the point that I couldn't watch anymore. So, what's going on in the reality world? Megan and Jim Edmonds. Megan lost temporary custody of her children around Halloween. And apparently, she has 3 kids. She has an 8-year-old and 7-year-old twins. She gave one of her sons Ritalin, which is a prescription medication. I think it's for ADD or something. But she gave them Ritalin without any prescription. And then she asked the nurse at school to give it to him, in which the nurse told someone and then they called CPS. And that's where all of this started, which is kind of crazy. I wonder if there's more to the story because, I mean, yes, it's a prescription medication. Like, how long was she doing it? Why was she doing it? I don't know. How do you lose all your kids because of that? Isn't that crazy? And she's kind of stupid to tell just give it to him at home. Not that she should be giving it to him at all. But I'm just saying, how does she lose all the kids overnight? So she lost temporary custody, and then they came to an agreement that she's only going to have her kids a few weeks in the summer. That's crazy. She's not going to see them the entire year? They're little kids. Oh my goodness. So that's nuts. Remember, Megan was on Real Housewives of OC. And I think they were only married for like 5 years. And they never got along, let's be real. I'm not shocked that they divorced, but I am shocked she's gone off the deep end a little. Like, what's going on with her? And now Lala from Vanderpump Rules started a podcast with Randall's ex-wife. The podcast is called An Unlikely Affair. Here's the thing with Lala. I can't stand Lala. And when I say this, obviously, it's not personal. I don't like to watch her on TV. She annoys me. She's just she talks too much shit. Let's be real. She's very, don't mess with me. Don't try me. You don't want to open that door. Like, she acts like she's going to do, like, I wish somebody would do it. So then, like, what are you going to do? I'm going to sue you if you hit me. Like, shut up. Like, stop threatening people. That's what I can't stand about her. She talks too much of a big game, and it's constant, like she's in the mafia. And that annoys me. I used to like her when she was first on, but then I'm like, ew, like, stop. You're annoying me. Like, you're too much of a barker. And you have no backup. So, another thing that annoys me, she got with Randall knowing full well whatever his situation was. She was materialistic and wanted all the stuff. Okay, fine. My problem with her is that now she's acting like Mother Teresa. And, like, it was all Randall's fault, and she had nothing to do with it, and he's this and he's that. It's like, you were with him for how long? You didn't think any of this about him? And just because he cheated on you and you guys broke up, now all of a sudden, like, that bothers me when people do that. Why don't you just keep it real? He turned into a dick later on in your relationship, but he was perfectly fine before that. Let's be real. Like, I don't know. I hate when people try to twist everything and rewrite history. And it's fine that you want to be friends with his ex-wife, but I almost feel like you're kind of acting like playing the victim role, and I don't like that. And I would never listen to this. But if you're interested in Unlikely Affair, Jen Shaw was released from prison December 10th. She's serving her remainder term under home confinement for good behavior, and after that, she'll be supervised for 5 years. There was a few photos of her walking out, but nothing too much. She's probably directed not to ever, post or anything. I don't know what the rules are, but She definitely didn't serve enough time for her crime. 3 year, not even 3 years. That's crazy. Um, I heard she was gonna be on Dancing with the Stars. I hope not. That would I wouldn't watch for sure. Everyone's comparing her crime to other crimes. They're like, well, you know, Teresa and her husband, that was fraud. Everyone's like, I don't care that you steal from the government. Well, you should care because all the prices go up for everybody, you idiots. You should care about any crime people do. It's a domino effect and it affects everybody. If you steal from the government, they're gonna get it from somewhere. Hello. But they're comparing her crimes, like why are they being so hard on Jen Shaw? And Teresa did the I guess whatever fraud they did. The other one DUI. Shannon with her alcohol DUI. They're all bad things. I mean, killing someone while you're drunk is no better than defrauding old people, right? I mean, I don't know. I think they should have made an example from the beginning and never put someone back on that got arrested for anything. That's my take. I think people are onto something. I just don't like Jen Shaw's personality. I hated her from day one. I am with Heather McDonald. I didn't like her from day one. She gave me the heebie-jeebies. She was so aggressive. She was so overly aggressive and so nasty. She gave me bad vibes. I did not like her from day one. So that's why I don't want to see her on my TV. But when it comes to the rules that Bravo has, they should have set a precedent for not allowing people back that do crimes. I'm sorry. That they should have done that from the beginning because this does not make sense, you know? What about the other girl, the one that did insurance fraud with her husband? I think it's Potomac. I mean, that's pretty bad. And again, your insurance costs will go up because of these fools. Like, don't think that it's not a trickle effect. But anyways, we'll see what happens with her. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Scary Island aftermath. So of course they continue to talk about did Meredith berate Brittany on the plane? Did she not? Like they cannot get over it. Bad weather. Heather and Whitney are the duo you never wanted. They're getting on my last damn nerve, especially Heather. They do not stop with demanding apologies and to hear their feelings, and I'm so over it. Heather is a con artist. Heather needs to stop. She needs to just stop. She needs to look at old photos of what she looks like, remember who she is, and stop with the act. I can't deal with it. She looks like somebody that's trying to act on TV. The jokes are not funny. The overly acting, the pushing you into a corner, telling you you're awful because you did something that there's no proof of, and then saying, but I'm such a good friend to you, and then demanding you apologize to her. What if someone doesn't agree with you? How about that, Heather? What if someone just doesn't agree with you and they're not sorry? Why do you continue to beg them and demand for them to be sorry? She's driving me nuts. She's kind of taking a page out of Whitney's book because Whitney's, everything's a therapy session and everything's about, oh my God, and how I feel. And it's like, it's all about assumptions and therapy. And then apologize even if you don't mean it. I can't take it. It's driving me nuts. So Heather's driving me nuts. Whitney and her husband, they have this conversation about she wanted to be the next road. And it's like, you don't just do that. Okay. And she's like, I was talking to stores. That doesn't mean a lot of people have meetings. A lot of meetings don't go anywhere. So I feel for her husband in that sense. Like you're acting like you had a contract ready to sign and you said no and then went on your husband's path. You literally just had meetings with people. That really doesn't mean anything. And it doesn't spell success. It could have been successful. It could have not been. If it wasn't already, I don't think it was like super successful to begin with. I don't know. He took her down a path that didn't work, which obviously sucks, but that is business. So for her to put the whole thing on him, I don't think it's fair. She shouldn't have listened to him, that's first of all. But even if she, maybe I don't think he didn't think it wasn't going to work. Like I feel he obviously has had a career in this for a long time. And he thought it was a good idea. So I don't think there was ill intent, but I do think I do think somebody should clarify to her, just because you talk to people doesn't mean you are going to be the next Rhode skincare. I feel like even if you get into Sephora, doesn't mean, brands go into stores all the time. It doesn't mean it does that well. So my point is you didn't have a clear shot to anything and it was all very up in the air. So for you to act like you had this pot of gold and then he took it away. Now, if they did go down that MLM route and it didn't work, why can't she still move on with her brand and go back to the path she was on before? I don't understand like why it stopped everything. What, did she lose her name? Change the name, you know? You can make the same products. I don't know what the hang up with that is. I don't really understand what happened with the partners or whatever they did. But they seem, and I think but even before this, they seemed a little off as a couple. I don't know. They don't seem very, like they gel very well. And she's probably just staying for the kids and stuff. I don't know. I'd give him a 50-50 chance to make it. Mary opens her new church. That was a weird scene, and I kind of fast forwarded through it. Churches that yell like that and they don't have like a real message. They just start yelling and saying lines, and everyone's like, yeah, yeah. That I don't enjoy that kind. What do they call that? There's a name for it. It's not enthusiasm. There's a name for churches that just like, oh, they just yell and there's no message, there's no story, there's no reading a script, like they're just yelling different verses and not verses, just different thoughts, and people like scream and applause. It's weird. But that was her church. And then when they go to Greece, it's so funny. Mary's like saying if you have a certain shaped face, it means you're smart or you're dumb, and everyone with a square face is dumb. I mean, how could she say that? That's so ridiculous. And everyone watching with a square face now is insulted. Mary is just crazy, and her son was too high to go to the church with her. It's really scary because I think since then he's been arrested for breaking into a house or something. Now he's getting divorced. Like, again, I think the same thing with the Rob Reiner case. Like, I mean, obviously there's layers, but I do think you can have all these issues, but still like respect your parents and respect life and respect like the pillars that, like the basics. The way Mary talks to her son when he's doing drugs. I mean, I don't know what else. They only show us what they show us. I feel like it's a little too gentle. Somebody needs a rough hand there. You better shape up or you're going to be homeless. Like, is that what you want for your life? I don't know. Somebody needs to be more direct, because I do feel at that age, you don't understand logic. You understand consequences. And I feel like if you don't give the consequences, they're just going to continue and you're going to sit there and like butter them up with their bullshit love. And that doesn't help them. It really doesn't. And you see it time and time again. It's just like anything else, parents like run the household. And if the kids hate each other and are fighting, it's because the parents are not laying the law down. You have to direct them. That's what you're there for. To tell them when no one else will tell them. I don't know. I hope he shapes up, but if he's down this path, anything can happen really bad that is not reversible. So Lisa and her husband have a conversation they've never had on TV. They go to lunch or whatever, and they're talking and they're not getting along, and he's being so bratty. Oh my gosh, when you're with a guy and he's just like, well, you don't stop talking. Well, you don't. He's just like, it's so funny. And he's just like, well, you think you know it all. And do you think, and he's not open to conversation. At this point, he's just being stubborn. And she's actually trying to communicate with him. And he's just like so stubborn about it. I'm like, wow, he was having a bad day. But they're still together. I think he was just going through something at the moment. They seem to be fine again. I don't see them breaking up, but I think it's just there's episodes in life that you just don't get along with your partner and you just got to go through it, I don't think he genuinely like doesn't like her. Then her having glam in Greece, she holds up everybody. They leave without her. What is with the glam? What is with the glam? She says she gets glam every day. Why? How hard is it to put makeup on and do your hair? I do it every day. What's the problem? I almost feel what a waste of money. And I mean, and you're late and you're missing out on stuff. And to look like what? You don't look any different than you would if you did it yourself. Like her hair's already done because she gets like whatever treatment. You don't look any different. Like you don't look amazing. You look fine. I don't get it. I hate people like that. Like stop with the hold up. So Bronwyn tells everybody that she catches Todd talking, or someone caught Todd with something, and she talks about having an open marriage and she's open to it, and they have a conversation, the most awkward conversation to ever be had, and he's just like, no, get over it, like, talk to me about something else, I don't care about this. He's like, if that's how he is in his relationship, no wonder Bronwyn's like wearing costumes to pick him up at the airport. She's like bored to tears. It's like, talk to me. It's like from Love is Blind when the girl's like with the guy with the chicken smoothie. She's like, you don't talk to me. You get home and you stare at the wall. Like, I can't live like this. And I think that's how Bronwyn feels. Talking to Todd is like talking to the wall. He offers nothing. And when he does offer it, it's like nasty. So they're getting divorced. They announced it, which is no surprise. Good for her. I mean, live your life. This guy's like bringing you down. Angie, oh my gosh, this argument that Angie had about Brittany's hair is so crazy. I feel like Angie makes me laugh. But at the same time, sometimes you just want to smack her into reality. She just says things that don't match. The crime never fits the punishment. And it's like, whoa, where did that come from? Like, why? And then she says it very calmly, but it's so cutting and it's so unnecessary. Brittany mentions that she trademarked high body count hair, the term. Angie is pissed. Angie's like, but you didn't say that. You're not allowed to do that. That's not your saying. That's my saying. And she's like, well, you didn't do it. That's your problem. How much money can you make off of trademarking a term like that? What's the point? Because trademarking something is not cheap. And I don't think you're gonna, I mean, how many things can you do with that term? Like a t-shirt? What else are you gonna do with it? I don't know. But Angie goes really low. It starts this whole back and forth. I'm glad it didn't snowball because, sometimes when it snowballs, I'm like, oh gosh, I just fast forward. But, and Brittany's like, I think there might be a hint of jealousy. Like, does your hair not curl? Does it curl not last? I'm like, this is the dumbest argument. This is the dumbest argument. And Angie's like, what? And Angie's on the bus and she's just calmly touching her hair. She's like, sometimes if I see my hair is at the length of yours, I go and I trim it because I feel like you're too old. It makes you look older and it looks silly. It's not age appropriate. And everyone's like, you have the same length hair. What are you talking about? It's the dumbest argument, but they're so dead serious that it makes you think, are you guys actually off? Like, they're having a serious fight about something that's so not serious. It's crazy. So yeah, that was Grease. At least they ended on a good note. And Meredith is just not unbothered. They're spilling their heart out as like she betrayed them to the nth degree. And she's just like at the end of the whole spiel, she's like, I just don't agree. I'm sorry you feel that way. And it's almost, I kind of feel like I would do the same. Cause I mean, you either do that or you turn around and you're like, are you bitches serious? I don't give a shit about this. Can you stop talking about it for the 100th time? Like that would be me on reality TV. I'd turn around at Heather and be like, Heather, we both know you don't give a crap about this. And we both know I'm not going to apologize for something I don't agree with you with. So why don't you shut your pie hole? That would be me on reality TV. How do you think that would go? Southern Charm. JD, he was on the show last season. He's not on the show this season. The short guy that got in a fight with Austin. He moved to Bali because he's like on this political rant online. He's one of those that I'm going to move if someone gets elected. So he temporarily moved to Bali. He didn't actually move. I mean, I don't know who he's fooling. He's not going to stay there unless he turns weird. But he's like, I told my mom to sell all these things and I moved to Bali, and he's like chronicling his life. How do you say it? He's recording his life over there in Bali, and it's pretty silly. So that's where he is. Then Shep is caught not backstage, but at a restaurant. People, whoever took this video is an asshole. If you're listening, he was caught on camera talking shit about Paige with his friends. Somebody at a table next to them is videotaping the whole thing. You're a disgusting loser. You don't videotape people hidden like that. I would never do. That's what's wrong with society. Like, have some respect. Have some, like, respect for people's privacy. I mean, what is the point of that? It's really disgusting. It's really disgusting. But he's talking just, stupid shit. He's drinking. That Paige made so much money off of being with Craig and whatever. Who cares? But whoever took that video, I don't like you. I think you're what's wrong with this world. Because just leave people alone. It's just crazy. Sally and Vanita, they're besties, but there's cracks in their friendship because Vanita's kind of annoying. I like her, but I can see how she's annoying. She's on the outs with Craig because she said that Craig was enjoying his breakup. She put herself between his breakup with Paige, and she shouldn't have done that, and she deserves the hate she's getting from Craig. I'm sorry. You're talking shit about a relationship you know nothing about. So Sally's has a hots for Craig, which is embarrassing because she goes to his hot tub multiple nights, stays over to sleep, and he doesn't touch her. And she's in the confessional, and she's like, what kind of guy has a hot girl in their hot tub all night drinking and doesn't make a move? The kind that doesn't have interest in you, Sally. The kind that doesn't have interest in you. Sally, this is embarrassing. You need to stop. When a guy's interested. He's not. So Benita doesn't want Sally to be into Craig. Even she continues to be into Craig. She's talking shit behind Sally's back, calling her a pick-me. I'm on Sally's side in the fact that, shut up, Vanita. You put yourself in that mess. I have nothing to do with it. I've known Craig forever, and I'm going to hang out with who I want. I don't think that's a bad friend. I think Vanita's being the bad friend because it's not Sally's fault that you talk shit on Craig. So you deal with it. I'll support you. I'm not going to talk shit about you, but I don't think that's right of Anita. And then Craig invites her over to his barbecue, which is big of him, even though he can't stand her. He's like, we're not friends, but I don't care if you're around. You're insignificant. That's Craig's stance. Vanita goes to his party, so you could go to Craig's party, but Sally can't talk to him. That doesn't make sense. If you don't like him so much, don't go to his party. So she goes to his party. They have a barbecue. Then Sally's talking to Charlie. That was such a weird scene. So Sally and Charlie, the new girl, is Charlie. And Craig is into Charlie. He likes her. She works in the art business, and Sally and Charlie are friends. Charlie visits Sally. They sit on the couch, and they're talking, and Sally's saying how she likes Craig. And Charlie's just quiet, and I don't know if she told her after if they talked before, but it's very weird that Charlie didn't say, well, I feel like there's a vibe between Craig and I, but we'll see what happens. She doesn't say anything, that's not being a good friend. If your friend's telling you that they like a guy and you don't tell them what's going on with you, that's not cool. See, that I think is not cool. And then Madison shows up with her pregnant belly. She's so funny. Sober pregnant Madison at all these shit shows on Southern Charm is hilarious because she's seeing everything through a different lens because she's sober and pregnant, and it's hilarious. And Madison says, she walks through the house, she's like, wow, Craig, I can see that Paige is gone because this is not looking tidy. It's not looking cute because I guess Paige made the house look nice. And Madison's like, yep, you can tell she's gone because this is looking pretty dire. So funny. And then Madison has her baby shower before this barbecue. That she has her cute baby shower. And I thought she said something so interesting. Madison said she's talking to Austin. She visits Austin. And Austin's super pissed at Craig because Craig lashed out at him. I'm sorry, but Craig lashed out at him after, and that was Craig's fault. But Austin saying all those little remarks, you kind of started it. Craig didn't have to blow up. He should have just told you to screw off and shut up. But you did start it, Austin. You can't just keep saying little sayings and trying to start a fight low key. But Madison was telling Austin saying that he doesn't think they're his friends and why are they talking shit? Madison said, well, Craig and Shep ruined our relationship. She's blaming Craig and Shep for ruining her relationship with Austin, which is laughable. They were so toxic. Madison, please rewind the tapes. For you to say that is insane. You and Austin were the most toxic duo. I mean, there's no one more toxic. They were both constantly cheating on each other. They were both constantly fighting, degrading each other, name calling, the threesome. It was so freaking toxic. It had nothing to do with Shep and Austin. I mean, Shep and Craig. Shep and Craig were just reiterating how toxic you guys are and you should split the F up. And that's all they did. I mean, Madison, please. I thought that was crazy for her to say. I mean, we all saw it happen. At the beginning of the show, of the premiere, Austin said that the new girl's pretty, but he has no FOMO and loves his girlfriend. Most men don't have that thought when they see a pretty girl. Just saying. Like if you're saying, oh, I don't have FOMO. Who did someone ask you if you had FOMO? I don't get it. You're kind of like trying to convince yourself. I don't know what's going on with Austin. He's so cute, but there's a wire in him that's crossed. It's broken. He is incapable of acting manly. And it's really crazy because I think his parents are still together. I know he lost a sibling. He has a sister. What happened to him? Like, what happened to him? He has so much potential to be like the perfect partner. He's hot. He's tall. He has a great demeanor. I don't ever see him like overly drunk. What's going on with you, Austin? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I don't know. And he's such a horn dog. I don't even see that in him. Does he really want to have sex that much with different people? It doesn't look like that. I feel like there's something, he needs therapy. I wonder if he's ever been to therapy because something has to give. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We have a new girl, Amanda. Apparently what is she, a life coach? She wrote some book, Rich as Fuck book. And she looks a lot younger than the other women, which I don't love when they do that. They did that with New York. And what's that girl that is suing them? It kind of clashes because they see life completely different. Although Boz and Dorit give young energy, so at least she has them. I feel like Kyle, Kathy, Sutton, Erica, they all give older energy. But yeah, so I like her so far. She's cool. Between her and Miss Rachel Zoe, I'm hooked. I love it. It's such a good show now. They needed this. They needed this wake up. It was pretty boring before. The introduction on the first episode with Erica half naked washing her car with freshly injecting herself with Ozempic that she'll never admit to, which is so annoying because it's so obvious. It is so cheesy. She's wearing heels and tight little shorts and she's in slow motion washing her car. What, who did that? Why would you do that? It doesn't look right. It's something you would put on like Laguna Beach or Siesta Key. That is not Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's kind of funny. Kyle finally comes out and confesses. I was seeing someone, she won't say her name. I mean, what is going on with these people? Everyone knows who you're talking about. Just say it. She says that they did have a relationship, her and Morgan Wade. She doesn't say her name. She says that they were in love, but the person didn't want to be in the spotlight. But she was on the show. They showed her on the show. This is so crazy. I feel like we're not getting the story. We're just not getting the story. She was on the show and she's a singer. Hello? They're in the public eye. I don't get it. I don't know. And no one even knew who she was before Kyle talked about her. Only like her country fans. So I don't know what's going on with that. So, but at least she finally admitted something, which is annoying. And then Boz, oh my God, I love Boz. She's so funny. So they're talking about Dorit and PK's split and how PK's shown with a new girl. And Boz said she looks like a Shein version of Dorit. That was excellent. Excellent documentary on the new girl. Then Sutton fired her longtime assistant and won't say why. She's like, oh, I just didn't need an assistant. Yeah, right, Sutton. Yeah, right. We don't believe you. We know you insulted him. And when they're talking about Dorit and PK's new girl, Sutton's mom, she's like, I wouldn't kiss PK. And it's like, well, where did that come from? Who's asking you if you would kiss PK? Oh my God, it's so good this season. I'm really into Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Oh my God. So then Sutton's ex-husband, it turns out he sends her a package. He got their marriage annulled in the church. Not legally. Obviously, you can't get a marriage annulled legally after 17 years and 3 children. But you shouldn't be able to do it in the Catholic Church either. What a scam. How much money did this man give the Catholic Church? How is a Catholic Church justifying annulling a marriage of 17 years? Even legally, you can't annul a marriage after 3 years. It depends on the state you're in. But annulment means there was some sort of fraud. Like you found out the guy was a girl. You found out he was a drug dealer. You found out he is a drug addict or selling drugs, or he beats you or something that you didn't know who this person was when you marry them. That's why you get a marriage annulled, because it doesn't count. But you can't do it after 5 years. It has to be right away. That's the whole point. That is insane. And everyone's like, oh, because he wants to get remarried in the Catholic Church. That's his problem. Who cares if he wants to get remarried in the Catholic Church? You shouldn't be able to annul your marriage after 17 years. What a fraud. This is why people talk so much shit about the church. It's like they do stuff like this. It's all about money. It's not okay. I mean, the Catholic Church shouldn't deny you getting married in the church just because you've been married already. That's first of all. People make mistakes, and marriage is one of them. People marry the wrong person all the time. I don't know why that's the one thing people cannot get over, is you getting divorced. You marry the wrong person. It's like you get a job, you get another job. That was not the job for you. You get married, that's not the person for you. You get another like, stop. It's so crazy. So yeah, her ex-husband annulled the marriage. He wants also for her, he addressed her with her maiden name. And sounds like, oh my God. And then she was talking to Rachel Zoe, and Rachel's like, well, just change your name. You're not married anymore, babe. Like, I love Rachel. I would so be best friends with Rachel Zoe. She's my kind of girl. She's just like black and white, tells it like it is, but in a cool tone. Then Erica talking about Tom Girardi, her ex-husband, and how sad it is that he's in the condition he's in, and he's probably going to die in the jail or facility that they put him in. You could tell it's really weighing on her. I think you always have that guilt. They were married a very long time. He obviously gave her a life she would have never had if she weren't with him. She would have never been on the show if it wasn't for him. I'm sure she has a lot of guilt. I'm sure, it's not a good feeling to see someone you're with so long. It's like a parent. If you have a toxic parent that you have to have boundaries and cut them off, and then all of a sudden they're in a terrible situation, whether health or anything, it still weighs on you, even though you have nothing to do with the condition they're in. So that was interesting. And then my favorite part of the season so far, Bo sets up a speed dating night, which was so good. The men were top. I thought the men were lovely. I thought they were cute. They were well dressed. They all looked normal. I loved it. I hope someone ends up dating someone from there. Dorit is an excellent dater. Everyone liked Dorit. She turned on the charm. Erica and Sutton and Kyle were flops. I mean, huge flops. I don't know if they were doing that on purpose, but awkward. And then Boz comes out before the ladies meet the men. She's like, oh, you should have seen the way they were talking before. She's like blowing up their spot before the girls even meet them. Not cool, Boz. But they were really cute, and they were eligible men. I loved it. Oh, and then, so Sutton actually liked one of them that she was talking to. And that same guy, because they all met each other. They all talked to each other. one by one, like speed dating. And then that same guy gave Erica his business card. And then at the end, when the guys left, Son's like, "Oh, I really like so and so," and Erica's like, "Well, he gave me his card." And then Sutton immediately goes below the belt. She's like, "Well, your your marriage with an attorney didn't work out so well. I wouldn't go down that route," or something like that. It's just like, why do you this that's Sutton's personality. She doesn't know how to be cool, and she goes for the jugular right away. And then Erica pulls out the card and gives it to Sutton. Is Sutton supposed to call the guy that didn't give her his card? No, she should not, because he didn't give her the card. That's embarrassing. Um, but anyways, it was a fun episode. I loved that speed dating. I thought it was so fun. I think we should do that in real life. We have something like that I saw online. Is it called City Spoon? I keep wanting to try it, but they have it in every city, and they set it up at a restaurant, and you pay. There's VIP members and regular non-VIP members. It's like $35, and they do it by age range. Like the one I just saw was like 35 to 49, and you go and you do the speed dating. But I think girls should be free. I'm not paying $35 to do that. I think that's what's holding me back. I think it bothers me when people try to make women pay to date. Like, you need the women there. The guys will show up, no problem. But that bothers me. And speaking of that, I've noticed on Hinge and Bumble, they're trying to make women pay to see the people that like you. That's pissing me off. Yeah, that's not cool. Women shouldn't pay. The guy should pay. That's always been the model. And it's, why do I have to pay to see who liked me? Isn't that the point of the app? Anyways, that's all I have for you. Some good stuff on reality TV. And I can't wait to talk to you guys about it next week. Ciao.